All right.
Well, hold up. Before we end,
we got one more little thing to talk about. Let's just
take
hold
3.
on.
We started late. We can't leave the show.
No, we can't.
Without talking. The Lanett Valley game is this Friday. It is upon us, and I'm gonna use my youthfulness here. I'm not gonna say nothing too crazy. You know, you got all these youth people out here talking about politics, everything else. They ain't never even voted. I voted the last 2 elections, but I ain't even gonna get on politics. I'm gonna get on this game this week. I am a Lanett alumni, and we live in a Pro Valley area. I'll just say it from the newspaper. Even some host on this channel, it is clearly who they are for. So I'm just going to tell you straight up, I'm clearly for Lanett. I'm just going to make some points. Why, first off, yes, this is a rivalry game. To the kids, even to me still, 8 years graduated, it still hits pretty deep. So I'm not here to say that it's not a rivalry anymore or anything like that. I'm here to say it's just not fair anymore. My first thing is, yeah, 5A, 2A. But when you really look at this, there is no other 5A team in the state that plays a 2A. And reverse, there's no other 2A team in the state that plays a 5A team. So there alone, it's unfair when you got one school with 850 students to choose a football team from and another school with barely over 200 to choose a football team from. From there, it's not fair. So yeah, Valley has everything to lose if somehow we win or even if we come and play them. And then if Valley runs up the score on us, it just looks like they're picking on us. I understand that. And yet we also have stuff to lose because we're playing a bigger school. Our guys, we don't have much depth, so get injured. Luckily, we're not playing this game at the end of the year because if we didn't get injured, then we got people out in the playoffs. Number 2, I'm going to step up for our coach because I feel like he is taking the high road on this every year. He's very classy. He acknowledges that it's there, but he's not taking any cheap shots, unlike another coach, Valley's. So I'm gonna give it to Sykes on this point. He came to Lanett. He's just a good coach, a coach that goes into the classrooms, pulls out students that weren't even interested in football, gets them on the field, and gets them one game away from the state playoffs. That's impressive. Number 3 on my little thing. The only reason they're still playing this game is because there's money to be made. And I'm just going to be honest. A couple of years ago, all I could hear is, Valley didn't really want to play us because we weren't any good. But now that we're actually decent and we're bringing in a good gate for both sides, Lanett makes money too. Valley makes money on that. We're going to keep playing this game because they're making money at it. But if Lanett was sorry, they wouldn't be scheduling us every year. They'd be scheduling somebody else that could make them money at the gate. Because that's bottom line what you need to make money in high school. And my last thing, why I don't really think we should be playing anymore is you're an Alabama fan, right?
Correct.
These last 6 years against Auburn, how's that felt?
It just felt pretty bad.
Pretty bad. Now, I went to Lanett. My 6th grade year, we beat Valley. My senior year, we beat Valley. Last year, we beat Valley. There is 6 to 7 years between each win that we actually beat Valley. Now, I'm not sitting here, whatever. But I'm just, let's take Alabama and Auburn, for instance. Somehow y'all get the death penalty. All your scholarships are gone. Y'all drop down to Division II. And you're not going to get to compete with Auburn. But every 6 to 7 years. And that means you got to have some crazy good team. You probably wouldn't want to play Auburn anymore, would you? I mean, that's a different thing altogether.
Right.
But if it was just 2 rivalries. So I'm saying I don't enjoy this game because, number 1, yes, it's great when we win. But to think I may have to go 6, 7, 8 more years before we get another W. Now, we may win tomorrow night. We have an incredible, not tomorrow night, Friday night. We have an incredible team. But if we were both 5A or both 4A or both 2A, I couldn't argue any of these points. And if we got handed our butts every 6 years and finally we win, I couldn't talk. But I'm just saying this is an unfair rivalry. I'm glad we're still doing it. I know I just went off for like 5-6 minutes, but as a Lanett alumni, I love Lanett. I hate it because it's going to kill me if we get destroyed or if we lose. It's just I'm going to have to come on next week and I'll eat all these words. But if somehow we win, we may not even talk about anything else. We may just have to talk about the Valley game. But on those points alone, that's where I see where the rivalry is. I'm glad I got to make my point because I feel like in this area, Lanett doesn't get as much love as they should. They put out basketball teams every year that almost win the state, and they don't get covered like they should. So I'm saying right here, I'm all Lanett all the time.
How do I follow that? All I want is the name changed. It's always Valley-Lanett. I think it should be the Lockridge Washburn Classic. And that's all I'm asking. I mean, I don't have a dog in this hunt, as the old saying goes. I didn't go to Valley, I didn't go to Lanett. I went to Randolph County. But I think Doug Lockridge deserves some accolades, some respect, and his name should be put on this game. All right. Before we sign off, let me say this. The views and opinions expressed on this show are entirely ours. So if you don't like it, you say us about it. Don't blame Kerry Carroll or anybody else about it. If you don't like what we got to say, bring it to us. All right. Hope you enjoy Pigskin Picks. We'll see you again next week. I'm Jody. That's Brad. We gone.